If you're new to Chicago, you may have wondered about that game you see played along the lakefront. It looks like softball, but they're playing with a ball the size of a cantaloupe, and most of the time, they're not even wearing mitts. The game they're playing is 16-inch slow-pitch softball. It's a game played almost exclusively here in Chicago. Now, of course, it's not only played on the lakefront. You can see it played in parks all over. But if you're looking for the biggest, busiest 16-inch softball league, you need to go to Washington Park on the south side. Christian Farr has the story.
It's Wednesday night at Washington Park. Dog Pound is playing 10 deep on diamond number 7. On diamond 9, Outcast is up against Stella's Angels.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. Get down, small!
Altogether, 21 teams will play here tonight. And believe it or not, this is a slow day for softball at Washington Park. Come here sometime on a Sunday and you'll see 51 teams play on 13 diamonds in front of some 3,000 spectators. Keeping it all running smoothly is a man that everyone knows as Sarge.
My name is Leonard McKinnon, born April 17, 1933 at 58 East 32nd Street. Retired Sergeant First Class from the Illinois National Guards. I served 36 years and 5 days.
On Wednesdays and Fridays, Sarge is the league's commissioner. On Sundays, he's the senior umpire. He learned how to play softball as a kid from his older sisters and brothers.
In the evening, when we didn't have nothing to do, we'd go and play softball. Under the L. I live next to the L. If you lived on the east side of Wabash and I live on the west side, there was a softball team on either side of the street, and we would, after school, we would all get together and have a neighborhood softball game where all the mothers and the fathers and the sisters and the brothers come out and watch us play ball.
Washington Park covers 380 acres from 51st Street south to 60th Street and includes a lot more than softball fields. When Sarge McKinnon was a kid, there was softball in Washington Park, but the players weren't African American.
You know, when they talk about Brownsville, it ran from 26th Street to 47th Street, not down here. When I came down here when I was a kid, it was just like going to another town.
Hey! But in Bronzeville itself, there was plenty of softball. And after playing for a lot of neighborhood teams, Sarge McKinnon was noticed by the legendary Southside team, the Iron Men.
When I got old enough, they would always tell me, well, one of these days, the way you hit that ball, we're going to have you to be on our team, the Iron Men. So in 1950, they made a first baseman out of me.
In his 31 years with the Iron Men, Sarge led the team in home runs and was the team's manager for 10 years. Accomplishments that may have helped land him in the Softball Hall of Fame in 2002.
No, he got that one.
Softball became so much a part of his life that Sarge thought it only fair to warn his bride-to-be.
Now I got married. I told my wife 2 things I'm going to do. I'm going to be in the military and I'm going to play softball. That was 52 years ago. And we're still married today.
4 of Sarge's sons played softball over the years, and 1 is still playing today, over on Diamond 8.
I've been around softball since I was born. I was born in this game. My father was playing down on 37th and State, and I was born in 56. And I've been around this game all my life, me and my brothers, my whole family. You know, it's a good game to keep you healthy. Get him! And keep your mind fresh, you know. Come out here every summer, see the fellas, you know, say, hey, man, we survived the winter. Go! Dude, get him down! Get him! It's a game that, you know, kept a whole lot of us out of trouble.
The ball goes in the dugout, hit the back fence, and come out without being touched. It's a live ball.
These old timers out here, they raised us, so they, you know, we got a lot of value about life and a whole lot of things. It takes us out the neighborhood where all the trouble's at and bring you out here where you do something constructive and you learn positive things.
My name is Sherman Nelson. I'm the manager of a team called Young Guns that has won 15 championships in 5 years. Won this out here about 4 times.
But the Young Guns and most of the teams here tonight don't only play in Washington Park.
We also play in Westchester. We play in Hoskins. We play 6 days a week.
For years, 16-inch softball was mostly played in leagues that were either black or white. Over time, African-American teams started playing in some largely white leagues, but it's still not that common for white teams to come to Washington Park.
You know, if we have a big preseason tournament, and they'll come to Washington Park, but you don't see them other than that too often. My father and them used to escort them in the black neighborhood to play 16-inch softball against them. And but now we go out to the suburbs now and play. Like we got a lot of teams out Westchester, Blue Island. So you know we go wherever softball is at. We follow.
Every year, some Washington Park teams compete in national 16-inch softball championships. Now, since most 16-inch softball is played in the Chicago area, the idea of a national championship may seem unnecessary. But since about 1960, there have been nationals that include teams from places like Iowa City, Phoenix, and California. But black teams weren't included for several years.
They didn't tell us anything about World Series of Softball until 1967. But ever since then, it always have been black teams to represent from the South Side in the World Series of Softball.
But while African-American teams have played in the Nationals since then, there have been no black national champions. That is until 2005. That was the year that Steel Gold won the Class A National Championship.
That was the first for a black team to do. It was pretty exciting to see one of ours go out there and win it.
Our pedestal is pretty good right now. You know, we're looking real good. So everybody, well, we got a lot of people want to jump on our bandwagon, of course. We take some ball players, but everybody don't fit our chemistry, so we can't have it.
The Steel Gold win was sweet. But there was one thing that still bugs Sarge McKinnon. Chicago media paid no attention.
None. Zero. That was one newspaper that came from over at the University of Chicago. No other newspaper showed up. You know, coming up in softball helped me between the military and softball. It helped me a whole lot. Softball is a game that you got to understand human nature and getting along with your fellow man.
For Chicago Tonight, I'm Christian Farr.
Now, it is accepted wisdom that 16-inch softball is never played with gloves. So how come these guys were wearing them? Let's just say that it's a raging controversy in the world of softball. Some leagues swear by them, and some players wouldn't be caught dead with a mitt on their hand. If you'd like to watch softball in Washington Park or play there, the games start Wednesday and Friday nights at 6:45, and on Sundays, the games start at 9 in the morning.